So hello everyone, pleasure to have you here listening and watching our interview. And today I'm very happy to present Bonnie So, who is the Secretary General of the Hong Kong Red Cross. So Bonnie, welcome, very nice to have you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how are you today?
Hi, thank you for inviting me to share about my experience in the Hong Kong Red Cross. So actually, I have been joining the Red Cross for 30 years. So time flies. I didn't realize that, oh, it's already 30 years. So my first position in the Hong Kong Red Cross was doing the frontline disaster relief operation. It's very exciting when I was young. And then I kept changing from different positions. Let me have an opportunity to experience different kind of service, disaster relief, and also for the elderly service, and also for youth development, and also for some non-service like fundraising and board management. Is very interesting and full of challenge. So nowadays, I am the CEO, or we call Secretary General in the Hong Kong Red Cross.
Wonderful, really nice to have you here with this experience. And today, as a Solferino Academy, we are really looking into ways, to talk to leaders a little bit around the transformation. What have they done? What, like in their personal journeys as leaders, what have they kind of encountered, achieved, what they're proud of and happy. But before we go into this transformation topic, I would like to ask you, so what is today that has your attention? Where is Bonnie's attention today, and what really preoccupies you and worry most today in your organization and in your society where you work?
We are thinking about to shape our third 5 years plan. So actually, Hong Kong Red Cross now is already 71 years operating in Hong Kong, but we only have our 5-year plans about 10 years ago. So to be honest, in the very beginning, we are so small, so we just pick some service. We see the opportunity, we pick the service and then to do it without long-term planning. But when the organization grows and when the society being complex, I think that every big organization, they should have their long-term planning, just like 3 or 5 years, no matter it's 3 or 5 years. So Hong Kong Red Cross start doing our 5-year plans 10 years ago. So almost 2 5-year plan finished. So that's why we are going to the third one. So maybe you can say that, oh, it's just repeat again and again because this is your third 5-year plan. So it's so easy to repeat it. But I would say that it's very complicated. The situation in Hong Kong is different from 10 years ago. So maybe people know about the 2019, the social unrest, and also the COVID-19 affect in everywhere all around the world. So I think because of these two factors, the social unrest make Hong Kong the political situation sensitive, and also the COVID-19 to make everything is abnormal. So under these two factors, we have to think about how to develop the Hong Kong Red Cross in 2033 to 2023 to 2028. So this is what we are thinking about. Also, I think that the young people coming in, our young volunteers, our young staff, they have different expectations. So I would take this as an opportunity to get their innovation, to get their energy, to input how to make Hong Kong Red Cross even younger, and then to develop our third 5 years plan. Yeah.
Very interesting. Thank you. Can I then ask very quickly around this? So can we say that what you mentioned, 2019, the civic unrest, and then the COVID kind of came while you had your strategic plans in place? Can I also just ask very quickly, did you somehow then, how did you react to that? Did you change the plans? Were the plans flexible enough for you to adapt to the situation? Or like, did it also make you transform some things or change the way you work or the way you do things in the organization? Tell us a little bit about that, please.
I think the 2019 have given us a very good opportunity to do more dissemination of Red Cross values and principles. The situation was tough, but I think that we can see that it's a positive way. Actually, the current 5-year plan, we have 3 pillars. And one of the 3 pillars is to do more dissemination on humanitarian values and principles, and also to set humanitarian agenda in Hong Kong community to discuss with people. So in the past, maybe it's too abstract to talk about humanity in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is not a disaster-prone city, and also we don't have big social incidents. But because of 2019, we think that people can be very negative, and also can be very always give criticism without understanding on your actions. So that's why we have a lot of challenges, but also we take the opportunity to communicate with our staff and volunteer. Internal communication is very, very important before you talk to the external people. So some staff and volunteers, maybe they didn't understand why we make this decision under the social unrest. So, and then we have to communicate with them. And after they understand, and then some of them, maybe they don't agree on that decision because of their personal judgment. That's fine, but I think that is fair to communicate. If they agree with the Red Cross principle, they stay with us. If they don't agree, maybe they will leave Hong Kong Red Cross to do something they believe on. I think it will be okay. So after internal communication, have internal dissemination, we start doing some external communication by action, not by only just being education and talk and seminar. And during those days, we operating a lot of first aid service in the demonstration area. So a lot of people, they go on demonstrate to strike, to fight for their belief, and Hong Kong Red Cross will give me first aid service. But we communicate very clearly with our staff and volunteer, and also even with the Hong Kong government and general public. No matter the reason or the purpose of the demonstration, as long as it is a legal action and legal activities with permission, and then we do assessment, there will be potential for accident or some first aid needs. We will send staff or volunteers to go on the site to provide first aid service. So this is our very simple baseline. So legal activities have needs on first aid service, and then we have capacity, and our staff and volunteer, we guarantee they are safe during the time of providing service. So we'll just do it. So after several months of this kind of operation and talking with different stakeholders, many of them, they understand. For example, even the government, the police, they know that, oh, we are neutral. We just send people to go on the state to provide service to save life. So I think that we have to do more and more this kind of dissemination by action to the general public. Yeah.
Very interesting, really. So in the time of crisis, this neutrality and the way we position ourselves, the way we frame our purpose and mission becomes extremely important to volunteers, to the staff, and to relationship with the government. Yeah, that's very interesting. Can I ask also then for you as a leader, like in your personal journey, once you implemented this whole changes in the organization, as you said, like the way you approached the humanitarian diplomacy and the principles and so on, did you see that you yourself somehow changed throughout these years? And yeah, what somehow were the most influential things that you can say that really influenced you as a leader and the way you lead the organization?
I remember the first time that I talked to the Hong Kong Red Cross chairperson, who hired me as the CEO, Secretary General of Hong Kong Red Cross. I shared with him, I want to do 3 things. I still think that these 3 things is still valid at that time. So the first one, I have to ensure staff wellness. I want my staff, they are working together happily in a healthy environment. They enjoy what they are doing. They serve the others, but they have to be happy to serve the others. Staff wellness. The second thing is communication. So as long as your organization grow big, And then more and more people, maybe like you just know the face and then don't know the name, or even you don't know the face. So I think communication is very important. If you are in the top position, let's say you're senior staff, you're CEO, you're head of whatever of services, maybe people see that it's too difficult to communicate with you, to share about their achievement or to share about their comments, or even to tell you that what they are not happy with. So I think that to create an atmosphere in the organization, communication is important. No matter which level or what position you are working in, you have the chance, the obligation, or you are welcome to sign out, to give your opinions in different different platforms. So this is staff wellness and communication. The third one is direction. So in the recent staff survey, I am happy to see that people, they have more sense of direction of what Hong Kong Records want to be. So they know that, oh, we have to go to this direction. So that's why they will think about what we can do to go for this direction. And then they feel comfortable to ask for resources, to ask for manpower, to ask for money, to go for that direction. So that's why the strategic direction give all of us a how to say that, just like an arrow to point to, okay, this direction is correct. So that's why the staff wellness, communication, and direction still make me feel more comfortable to lead the organization. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very nice and clear kind of pillars on which you are building your organization. And now talking around this direction and around the future, looking at the new year, 2022, and a few years ahead, there are many trends that we are seeing. Democracy is some like democracy weakening in some countries, right-wing populist parties growing and the movements together. Many things are happening. What do you see in Hong Kong, and what do you think are the things that will really influence the way we as a national society and as a movement will have to work in the upcoming years? What do you think are few of the very important things that we should have in mind today already?
So the first is climate change related issue, disaster. And the second one is aging population. And third one is pandemic. No matter is it COVID-19 or some other different type of pandemic, okay? So climate change, in the old days, I thought is nothing about the Red Cross. Only the green organization, they will deal with climate change. But I think that we are not doing environmental protection. We are doing something that the climate change will have harmfulness to hurt the human being. So we have to protect life. So that's why climate change is important for the Red Cross, for saving life. The Asian population, again, many years ago, I thought it's nothing about the Red Cross. But the Asian population, the issue is become bigger and bigger. And also we have to look into life-saving and then to care the vulnerable. So that's why the elderly is a group of vulnerables that we have to look into. The pandemic, recently I read some articles. So I think some people remember 2003, the SARS. In Hong Kong, we have a lot of big negative impact in Hong Kong, including a lot of people, close to 200 people died in 2003, the SARS. And then now again, the COVID-19 become a worldwide pandemic. So I read articles saying that pandemic, COVID-19 will not be the last pandemic to affect the whole population in the world. It will have another type of pandemic happen again and again. So that's why we have to live at it and then to consolidate the experience that we gained from this pandemic, what to do in the next pandemic, touch wood will come again. So that's why I think that these three topics that Hong Kong Red Cross and also other national society, maybe we really have to look into it. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Very interesting insights and observations. it seems that the world is becoming more and more complex, and there are more and more challenges for the Red Cross and the Red Crescent to address. And exactly as you mentioned with this climate crisis, like in the beginning, it doesn't seem like a direct line of working for us, but when you see the implications for the vulnerabilities of people, exactly this place for Red Cross becomes very clear that, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And to finalize this conversation, I would like to ask you, still here today, you are like this very energetic and positive and very, very wonderful leader of the organization. I'm sure there are still moments when you are like down and you are thinking like, so why I'm here? Why do I need to go through all of this? You know, like it's so much, sometimes it's really very difficult. I mean, we all know that. So I want to ask you, in this moment, what gives you strength? Do you have some, I don't know, your favorite saying, your favorite activity or something that like really, you know, gives you this energy back to do your work?
Work-life balance. Yeah, because I was a workaholic person many years ago. All my colleagues and my friends know that. But in recent years, my friends and also my staff noticed that I love doing exercise. I go for jogging, I go for cycling, and then go for hiking. So because in the past, I think I didn't have enough time to manage my work. So that's why I kept overworking, even in Saturday and Sunday. But I think if you do like this, so you are not energetic enough to start your work on Monday because non-stop working. And then I noticed that the productivity going down. So when I take a break during the weekend and do nothing about Red Cross, do nothing about the work, on Monday I am so energetic, want to do things in the office. So I test it, and it's really true. So I think that I usually that I work very late in the office until, let's say, 9 p.m. So I would try to not to do it now. And then I encourage my staff and volunteers to do exercise. I post a lot of exercise photos on my Facebook, go for hiking and cycling, and then create dialogue and casual conversation with my staff. Oh, where did you go last weekend? The photo is so beautiful. I think it's also built very leisure relationship with my friend, my staff and volunteer. And then they will think that, oh, it's just not like Red Cross, Hong Kong Red Cross don't need a workaholic leader and don't need a workaholic staff. So even my CEO, my SG will enjoy her own time during Sunday. So why me? Why don't me enjoy my family time with my family during my weekend? So I think it works very well for me and also for the organization. And then I also want to share one thing is I always share with my senior staff. A leader is not a leader to oversee the operation. A leader is a spiritual leader to give hope and also direction to your staff. And your staff, they have sufficient energy and wisdom to do the operation. You don't need to do the operation. So that's why I always keep my high energy to be a spiritual leader, to lead them. In good time, it's easy, but in bad time, it's not easy. But even in bad time, so I will let them know that it's no big deal. Okay, we will be okay. And Bonnie will be energetic to go through the journey together with you. We are okay. Hong Kong Red Cross will be very okay. So I think that this energy will bring people so happy and then confident to work with you for the future. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I can see that Hong Kong Red Cross is really in good hands. So thank you. So thank you so much for this interview today. I also want to end by saying that we are also very happy at the Solferino that Bonnie agreed to guide us sometimes in our efforts for the support for the senior leadership. So thank you so much as well for that and for your time there. Yeah, and hopefully we see you again. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for giving me time to share my humble opinions.